Got a step drill bit that's gotten so dull it can't even bite into metal. What if I told you you could bring it back to life right in your own workshop? You know how it goes after years of use. Even your best step drill bit starts slipping and burning instead of cutting. Most folks would toss it and buy a new one, but there's no need for that. Today, I'll show you a simple way to sharpen your old step drill and make it work just like the day you bought it. No fancy machines, no expensive tools, just a bit of patience, the right angle, and a few common workshop items. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know how to restore your dull bit and save yourself a trip to the hardware store. Before we start sharpening, give that step drill bit a quick cleanup. Grab a wire brush and scrub off any dust, rust, or metal buildup. A clean surface helps you see the dull edges clearly and makes sharpening smoother. Hey friends, where are you watching from? I love seeing how far these DIY projects travel around the world. Now that the bit's clean, let's mark the cutting edges we're going to sharpen. Take a permanent marker and color the dull edges. This makes it easier to see where you're grinding and helps you keep an even angle. You don't need to mark the whole bit, just the worn steps. This little trick saves time and ensures you're sharpening only what's necessary, keeping the drill's shape accurate and balanced. Next, we'll set up the grinder for a rough sharpening pass. Mount a grinding wheel onto your angle grinder or bench grinder and make sure it's secure. Turn it on for a moment to check balance, no wobble, no vibration. Then gently touch the tip of the step drill to the wheel, following the same cutting angle as before. Don't press too hard, let the grinder do the work. A light even motion will remove just enough material to refresh the edge without changing its shape. This quick rough grind helps bring back the bit's sharpness before we fine-tune it later. To make sharpening easier and more precise, we'll secure the step drill bit to a flat wooden board. Apply a small drop of super glue to the base of the bit and press it firmly onto the board. This keeps it from slipping while you work. You can also use a clamp if you prefer. The goal is to hold the bit steady so both hands are free for control. Once it's fixed in place, you'll have a stable setup to guide your grinder smoothly, keeping every edge even and sharp. Now that the bit is secured, let's make a sharpening guide to help us keep the perfect cutting angle about 120 degrees for a step drill. Start with a piece of scrap wood, preferably something about an inch thick and wide enough to support the bit. Use a hex bolt and a ruler to measure and mark a 120-degree angle on the wood's surface. This matches the natural geometry of most step drills. Once marked, grab a handsaw and carefully cut along those lines. Don't rush accuracy here, will make your sharpening much easier later. Next, use a file or rasp to smooth out the center and create a small groove right where the drill bit will rest. This groove keeps the bit from rolling while you grind, giving you control and consistency every time you touch it to the wheel. Think of this as your homemade jig. It replaces expensive shop tools, but works just as well. When you rest the bit in this wooden cradle, you'll automatically hold it at the correct 120 degrees angle, ensuring that both sides of the drill are ground evenly. It's a simple idea, but this little wooden guide makes all the difference, turning what used to be tricky freehand work into a clean, repeatable process. Now it's time for the final precision sharpening. Mount a sanding disc onto your angle grinder, then secure the grinder firmly in a vise or clamp so it doesn't move. This setup turns it into a mini sharpening station, safe, steady, and accurate. Place your wooden 120 degree jig in front of the disc and gently rest the step drill bit in the groove you made earlier. With the grinder running lightly, press the bit against the sanding surface, following the same angle on both sides. Use slow, even passes, there's no need to force it. The sanding disc will remove tiny layers of dull metal, giving you a crisp, sharp edge again. Check the edge under good light after a few passes. If it shines evenly and feels smooth, you've got it right. This step gives your bit that factory fresh edge, ready to cut through metal, wood, or plastic just like new. And there we have it. Our step drill bit is sharp again and ready to cut like new. The edges look clean, the angle is perfect, and it slides right through metal without hesitation. It's amazing how a few careful steps, cleaning, marking, building a jig, and precision sanding can breathe new life into an old tool. No fancy machines, no big expense, just some patience and the right technique. If this video helped you out, give it a thumbs up, and if you learned something new, drop a sharp in the comments so I know you made it to the end. Thanks so much for watching. My friends, stay creative, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next DIY project.